Well, hello. Hello, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to my channel, Fabulously Functional. And today I'm going to be making a collard green raw salad. And I found this on, gotta look over here at the website, and I'm going to post it on this particular video. The website is called herbs.com, and I'm sure some of you are very familiar with herbs.com. Experiencing healing, that's their mantra. And so they have this recipe called Mess O' Greens. And the ingredients, of course, at the top of the list are collards. Fresh collards, cleaned, julienne, rolled into a cylinder shape, and then sliced very thinly. So I've already done that. I've been soaking them in this baking soda bath, which gets them nice and clean and alkalinized, if you will. That's what baking soda does. And they look wonderful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the excess water off of them in my salad spinner right here. Set it right here. I'm going to spin off the excess water off. Go. Okay, so now I've spun all the excess water off. The excess water is right here in this pail, and here are these beautiful collards. I'm going to put them in this bowl right here. And the recipe calls for one nice sized bunch of collards, clean and julienne, and so that's what I have done. Over here. And I want you to get a close-up view of what they look like. Aren't they beautiful? Beautiful, thin sliced collards. Okay? So there you have that. The next thing is to get the dressing that we're going to cover this with and toss this with, and to let it sit in the refrigerator for 2 hours or more. And of course the recipe says the longer you let it sit in there, the more delicious it will be. So the ingredients are one bunch of collards washed, and then the next ingredient is 1/4 of a cup of raw apple cider vinegar. So here I have 1/4 of a cup, and I have my raw apple cider vinegar with the mother still in it, organic. 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to put it right here in this little glass bowl. 1/4 of a cup. There we go. 1/4 of a cup. Okay, and then the next ingredient is 1/4 cup dried tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, not in oil or chopped. So, I didn't have any sun-dried tomatoes, but I did have this Salad Spectacular blend that has dried tomatoes, has a lot of wonderful ingredients in it. So since I don't have the sun-dried tomatoes, I'm going to use the Spectacular. It also has a few sesame seeds in it, and it says 1/4 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and use 1/4 cup of this Spectacular Gourmet Salad Seasoning. I'm going to put it in here. And like I said, it has sun-dried tomatoes in it as well. And then the next thing is 1/4 cup chopped scallions, white parts only. I forgot to get that out of the refrigerator, but I'm going to grab it. And here are my scallions, and it says the white parts only. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to rinse these thoroughly. Over here by the sink, that's where I am right now. I'm going to rinse them thoroughly. Now I only need 1/4 of a cup, so. And the other portions I'm going to save for the green portion I'm going to save for part of a mango salsa that I'm going to put over these baked sweet potatoes that I'm making today. So I'll just take off the white because I only need 1/4 of a cup. of the white. I'm going to chop off the bottoms. Do that over here. And then that will leave me about 1/4 of a cup of the white portion of green scallion onions. So I'm going to chop that up and add that to my mixture here in this little bowl. And this is going to be wonderful. Going to be just wonderful. Okay, so it's about 1/4 of a cup of those onions. I'm going to put them right in there. It said the white part, so that's why I only have the white part. The next thing it calls for is 1 garlic clove minced. So I've got a couple of cloves here. They're kind of small, so I'm going to use 2 small ones, and that'll equal one that's minced. I'm going to mash this clove like so, like that. And like I said, these are kind of small, so I may even do 3 of them. But, okay, so there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And the way I'm going to mince them is in my little handy dandy garlic crusher. The one that my husband bought me from Pampered Chef right here. So we're going to crush 1 in there. I'm going to put the second one in there. Crush it. Boy, it smells great. Garlic and onion just has a wonderful aroma. So I've got the garlic clove in there. The next thing is, it says a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And I don't have red pepper flakes, but I do have these dried red jalapeno chilies. So I'm going to chop up maybe 1 of these, because I don't want it to, because I believe they still have the seeds in them. I'm going to chop it up, just a few of them, to add some flavor to this mixture that I'm making. I think I better grab 1 more, just to make sure we get the little kick that we're looking for. And so these are whole dried little jalapeno chilies. Now I've done 2 little small ones to add to the mixture to give it that little kick that we're looking for. Then it also said black pepper, half a teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm gonna, okay, that's about a half a teaspoon. I'm just gonna throw that in there. And then a teaspoon of salt. It calls for sea salt, but I'm going to use Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt, and I'm going to do about a teaspoon in the palm of my hand here, and add that. A teaspoon of that, and then 1/8 of a cup of olive oil. Now, you can use any kind of oil you want. I've been using a lot of safflower oil. It has a lot of health benefits. If you look up safflower oil, it has a lot of health benefits. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use 1/8 of a cup of that. I don't know what 1/8 of a cup looks like. 1/8 of a cup is half of a 4th. So here we go. Half of this 4th. And we're going to add that to the mixture. Now, that's everything. All of those ingredients are now in this bowl. We're going to stir it up really good. I'm just going to stir it up. I wish you could smell this. Stir it up really good. And I just tend to think I'm going to have to, in order for these ingredients to really cover these greens, I'm going to have to mix it with my bare hands. So here we have these beautiful collards. I'm going to switch over to a different bowl just because it's going to make it easier for me to mix it up. Switch over to a different bowl. Put these greens in here. Like so, like that. See that? Okay. Now, I always like a little bit of sweetness. So I'm just going to add a tidbit of honey because that's just me and that's my business. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of raw honey. And now I'm going to pour this mixture all over these greens. These fresh collard greens. Like so, like that. I'm going to take my hands and like the old mother's church used to say, I'm going to put my hand in it, my foot, and everything in it. But because I want them to thoroughly be coated. And that's what the recipe says. Thoroughly coat them. And of course, the longer they sit or marinate in this mixture, the aroma is heavenly. And in a minute here, I'm just going to pop one in a little bit in my mouth just to see what it tastes like now before it marinates for 2 hours or more. But oh my goodness, it smells. And they say it's a detox salad as well. And that's what this website is really about. Herbs.com, therbs.com. It's about eating foods that detoxify and heal the body. And so this is another way to get raw vegetables that have their enzymes still intact before you cook them, still in the mix. Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up of how this looks. Look at that. That looks absolutely delicious. So, I'm just going to put a few of these in my mouth. Absolutely delicious. And you can taste that kick. That kick is coming through. The other thing I want to add, I just want to add this. Because it almost tastes like cooked greens. The flavors is in, but they're raw. So the only thing that's really missing, of course, now I'm at the point where I'm modifying this recipe. I'm going to also add just a teeny bit of liquid smoke. And that, so I think I've put about a little less than a teaspoon in here. I'm going to toss it. Oh, now that's smelling like greens right there with that liquid smoke. And I cannot wait until this has marinated for a couple hours in the fridge. And then, and even, you know, I may want to even add some color to this. I may julienne some carrots, or even throw some fresh tomatoes in here, or even mix it with a little bit of bok choy, fresh raw bok choy, just to add some color. And even some radicchio, if I just want to add a little color to it. But these smell wonderful, and they look wonderful. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and share, and have a wonderful, happy and safe Thanksgiving. If you get to see it on Thanksgiving Day, if you don't get to see it on Thanksgiving Day, then I hope you had a blessed and wonderful and healthful Thanksgiving. Okay, if I clean my hands, dry them off before I touch this camera. All right. Happy Thanksgiving.